A shooting in East Las Vegas leaves one man dead, and police say it was his girlfriend's son who did it. This happened just after 11 this morning at the Playa Vista apartment complex.
That was my brother. He was the only one that was close to me out of the in-laws. So I'm missing something here, and I can't get it back.
In this video, we'll talk about the tragic situation that emerged when 54-year-old Norzel Ross Jr. got into a fight with his long-term girlfriend. Sadly, the argument quickly turned physical when Ross's girlfriend's son attempted to break up the fight by grabbing a firearm and shooting Ross. Before we begin this video, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and friends who were severely affected by this horrible crime. We would also like to send condolences to Norzel's family and friends. Today's case takes us to Las Vegas. Las Vegas, often known simply as Vegas, is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Nevada and the county seat of Clark County. The city has a population of around 650,000 residents. Las Vegas is an internationally renowned major resort city known primarily for its gambling, shopping, fine dining, entertainment, and nightlife, with most venues centered on downtown Las Vegas and more to the Las Vegas Strip just outside city limits. Norzel Ross Jr. was born March 29, 1969. Norzel was a rap artist from Kansas City. People who knew him regarded him as someone who was always present for those he cared about. He also cherished his daughter.
He up here with his baby. Took my baby to breakfast at McDonald's. We rode the bike over here. She rode with me on the bike. She wanted to go to McDonald's. Wanted to get on the toy thing in there. So we rode over there and she eating. Me and my baby, we got a breakfast date. I took my baby on a breakfast date. Me and my baby on a breakfast date. I love you, mamas.
Ross was involved in an unpleasant and turbulent relationship with an unidentified woman. They were frequently squabbling, and the girlfriend was always talking about how she was going to get her son to kill Norzel, which was strange given that they all lived in the same house. Ross had recently been given a blow by losing his job. Ross and his girlfriend had been dating for 10 years, yet despite their dysfunctional relationship, they were inseparable, and he couldn't get away from her. Nobody anticipated an unhealthy relationship to turn tragic. Norzel and his girlfriend had an altercation on January 14, 2024, at their apartment complex in the 3700 block of Bonanza Road. The argument between the two grew physical, and the girlfriend's son intervened. The argument between the girlfriend's son and the 54-year-old man escalated when the son pulled out a pistol and shot Ross. Ross' brother released a video of the incident after it occurred. According to reports, the footage was taken from a doorbell camera owned by someone who wishes to stay unknown. The video depicts a physical brawl between numerous individuals. The battle continues to intensify, and a woman's screams can be heard. It shows Ross attempting to leave the house, implying that he was attempting to avoid the fight. A shot is fired, and a man in a red shirt, identified as Ross, seems to run down the stairs. The footage also shows what looks to be a gunman carrying a probable pistol in two hands and aiming at Ross. The camera's view of Ross was obscured by automobiles in the parking lot, but Ross eventually collapsed. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The girlfriend and her son were arrested, and authorities are currently investigating the exact circumstances that led to the fatal shooting.
Good afternoon. I'm Jason Johansson, the homicide lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I'm here to brief you on a homicide investigation we're currently conducting at an apartment complex located at the 3700 block of East Bonanza Road. This is located in the area of Bonanza and Pecos within our Northeast Area Command. Earlier today at approximately 11:11 a.m., officers from our Northeast Area Command were dispatched to a report of a shooting. Upon arriving here on scene, towards the middle of the complex, they located a male in his 50s who had been shot Officers quickly provided him medical attention until medical arrived on scene. Unfortunately, that male was pronounced deceased here on scene. As officers were attending to the victim who was shot, they made contact with several occupants of a nearby apartment that was upstairs. As those occupants came down, one of them identified themselves as the person responsible for the shooting, and other parties identified them as witnessing the shooting that as it occurred near that apartment, again, which is on the balcony of a second-story apartment. Based on those details, our homicide detectives are here. They're on scene and they're conducting their investigation. The preliminary details that we have right now is that the apartment is occupied by a female, and she lives there with her son. That prior to the shooting taking place, that female was engaged in a verbal altercation with her boyfriend. While she was in that verbal altercation that turned physical with her boyfriend, her son, who identified himself as the shooter, exited his room and intervened in the dispute between her and her boyfriend. That when he intervened, that turned into a physical altercation, during which he produced a firearm and shot the boyfriend. Afterwards, that is when officers arrived here on scene. Our detectives are still here on scene conducting their preliminary investigation and solidifying what happened. We don't know everything about the argument that started before the shooting, and those are the facts and details that we're finding out right now. I urge anyone with any information related to this incident to please contact the LVPD Homicide Section or reach out through Crime Stoppers of Nevada. With that, I'll take any additional questions you may have. The deceased is a male in his 50s. And the shooter, who is the mother's son, who is in custody and cooperating with detectives at this time, is a male in his 30s. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
The shooting happened just after 11 a.m. It is unclear at this time what type of charges they're both facing. Norzel's brother-in-law, who was distraught and in disbelief, said that he needs Ross back because he was the one that was close to him. Norzel's sister said they'll remember him as a rapper from Kansas City. Ross had celebrated the Kansas City Chiefs' triumph the night before his sad death, demonstrating his unwavering loyalty to his hometown. Norzel's brother stated that he wanted Ross to come live with him, but Ross refused to leave his girlfriend. May Ross's family and friends take solace in the knowledge that justice will be served. If you would like to stay updated with this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the following video.